All right, so for this example, we'll be writing this expression in terms of x. So we will follow the same procedure as in the previous video. So here we will let y to be sine inverse of x. So it means that this expression is the same thing as cosine of y, right? Now, we know that sine inverse is either in the first or in the fourth quadrant. Then sine y is just equals to x. Sine y equals to x is in which quadrant? This will be in the, look at this is x. So x could be, let's say, could be positive or negative, right? Remember, x is coming from where? The domain of sine inverse, right? So let's assume it is, if it is positive, then it's going to be in the first or in the second quadrant. If it is negative, then it's going to be sine, it will be negative in the third. So this is when x is greater than 0, x is greater than 0. So if x is less than 0, you will have it to be either in the, now, okay, let me just do it this way. So this x could be what? It could be positive. So if it is positive, it means we will have either in the first or in the second quadrant. Now, but if x is negative, let me put it, if x is less than 0, it means it will be in what? Either in the third or in the fourth quadrant, right? So if we look at this now, we will see that what will be the common quadrant? The common quadrant will be here. You can see here you have the first quadrant. So you will have the first quadrant. Also here there is the first quadrant. And then we will also have the fourth quadrant, yeah? Because we have the fourth quadrant here, and also we have the fourth quadrant here. So it means we have two quadrants that are common, the first and the fourth. So, which means we will draw this. So this is the first and this is the fourth. We'll have something like this. Now, here we have y. You have y, you have that y is equals to this. And so what can we do here? It means sine y is equals to x. So if you are in the first quadrant, this is going to be x. If you're also in the fourth quadrant, this is also going to be x, right? Because we have y in the first and in the fourth quadrant. So this is like saying x over 1. So it means here is 1, and here is also what? Here is also 1. Then if we use Pythagoras theorem, by Pythagoras theorem, we will have this position to be the root of what? 1 minus x squared, yes? This is by Pythagoras theorem. So with this now, we're done. We just need to take what is cosine of x. So what is cosine of y? Cosine of y is just what? From here, any quadrant you take, you will see that cosine is what? Is adjacent which is 1 minus x squared over hypotenuse, which is 1, right? And we're done. Now, the second one is sine of what? Tan inverse, right? Sine of tan inverse of x. So here, we will do the same thing. We will let y to be tan inverse of x. And this means that we will write it as sine of what? Of y. So it means we're looking for sine y, right? So here, this is tan inverse. Tan inverse can be in the first or in the what? In the fourth quadrant. So it means that tan or tan y is equals to x. Also here, the x could be positive or x could be negative. If x is positive, it means we are in which quadrant? It will be either in the first or in the third. And here, if x is less than 0, it could be in what? In the second or in the fourth. So just like we did previously, we will take the common quadrant, right? So which quadrant is common? We will see that we have this quadrant is common. Here you have 1. Here also you have 1, right? And we also have the common quadrant. We have quadrant number 4 also. So it means we'll be either in the first or in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so we will draw these in the first and in the fourth quadrant. We'll have to draw our triangle there. So if we draw this diagram the same way, either in the first or in the what? In the fourth quadrant, we will still have this. So here we have y here, y there. So y is what? Tan y is x. So it means this will be x, and this will also be x because tan is opposite over what? Adjacent. So it means the adjacent is 1, right? Yes. So by Pythagoras theorem, we can have the hypotenuse, which is just 1 plus what? X squared, right? And here as well is going to be 1 plus x squared. So it means that sine of y will just be what? Opposite over hypotenuse. So which will just be x over 1 plus x squared. Now for C, with the same way, we just let y be cosine inverse of x. So it means that we are interested in tan of what? Tan of y. But this cosine inverse is either in the first or in the second, which means that cosine of y is equals to x. Now, this one also is going to be either in the first or in the what? In the, this will be first or in the fourth, but this is when x is greater than 0. If x is less than 0, it would be in the second or in the what? Or in the third. So you just take the one that is common. What is common? What is common here is what? Both of them, first and second, because there is first here and there is second here, right? So it means there are two possible quadrants, either in the first or in the fourth, as we did earlier. So this will be either in the either first or second. So we're going to be either here or here. So here is y, or the same thing here is y. We'll have right angles here and here as well. So cosine is x, so x over 1. So cosine, it means the adjacent is going to be 1, right? So this will be 1, unless the x is going to be 1. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Hypotenuse also will be 1. This is also x, and this is what? This is 1, right? And then we can get the opposites, and that we can also use the Pythagoras theorem. We can also use the Pythagoras theorem. And what would that be? This would be root of what? 1 minus x squared. Here also will be root of 1 minus what? X squared. So what is tan y then? We can get tan y easily. Tan y tan y, remember tan is what is opposite over adjacent. So this will be 1 minus x squared over what? Over x. Yes. Okay. So yes, 1 over the root of 1 minus x squared over x is the same thing as tan y. All right. So I think that is enough for now. Thank you for watching, and we'll have another video part of this series. If you have any question or any comments, just drop it in the comment section. Thank you for watching.